What's going on, guys? I'm Lakota from MYR Mediums, and this is vlog number 28. 'Tis the season to be jolly, that is, unless, of course, you suffer from seasonal depression, which, in that case, 'tis the season of the big, sad, and terrifying bouts of anxiety. But whichever way you swing, simple fact of it is, it's Christmas time. As many people do, I start to struggle mentally whenever winter sets in and the days get shorter and colder. That being said, I very much look forward to the Christmas season. I have fond memories of Christmas growing up, and those memories, mixed with the lights, the Hostess Christmas tree cakes, the music, my own loving family, and the knowledge of the birth of my Savior, all of that seems to outshine winter's darkness and fill my heart with joy. Those things and Christmas movies. Some people enjoy the traditional holiday movies, while others like the Hallmark Christmas flicks, where a small town schlub teaches a rich city girl the reason for the season, and in the end, homeboy ends up inheriting his rich grandfather's estate, and they live happily ever after, jumping through tax loopholes. But I consider my Christmas movie list to be the ultimate collection. Although Die Hard is clearly a Christmas movie, I have excluded it from my list because there are some people who are very wrong that would rather watch love and joy die than admit it, and I don't want to have an argument on my channel. Without further ado, here is my list of favorite Christmas movies. Enjoy. Number one on the list is Gremlins. So you may not be able to admit that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but you can't deny that Gremlins is 100% a film for the holidays. Every year we try to watch this one while we decorate the Christmas tree. For some reason we did not do that this year, but we will most likely get around to watching it before Christmas Eve. This is one of my favorite campy horror films because of the puppets. Who doesn't love puppets? They make me happy. And there's something about mischievous Muppets getting into trouble. I will say this. After watching Gremlins as a kid, the song Do You Hear What I Hear creeped me out for years. Every time I hear it played, I know this isn't the scene that it's from, but every time all I can think about is Stripe in the fountain, all melty and stuff. That's what that song conjures up for me. Number two on the list is Elf. I don't care what you say, Elf is now a Christmas classic. It's just a feel-good movie that it makes me laugh every time I see it. There's not a whole lot of comedy movies out there that I laugh, the second and third time I see it. But this one, I do. And I also think back to when I saw it in theaters for the first time, and my mom just losing her ever-loving mind during the escalator scene. I think that had a whole lot to do with why I still love it, because my whole family, they laugh like they laugh like crazy anytime we watch I think any Will Ferrell movie, but this one in particular, it's just it's got a special place in my heart. Also, once we had my parents down at the lake and my mom was on a little floating raft, and one of my kids they went and jumped off the dock onto the floaty, or they tried to, and all it did was they landed on the floaty and fell off, and that pushed my mom out. She was floating away, and as she drifted away from her grandchild on her flotation device, she said, "Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad." So it's also a situationally quotable movie, which solidifies it as a must-see film for everyone. Number three on the list is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. One thing that I love more than puppets is stop-motion animation. The first time I saw this on TV as a kid, I was hypnotized. I could not look away. I had to watch it every time it came on TV. Claymation has this hypnotic effect on people, I think. I think it's the fact that something in our brain says that is an inanimate object and should not be moving, yet it moves. There was also this darkness about the Rudolph film, like the island of misfit toys. Things that didn't make the cut were just damned to an eternity of living on a secluded island so the world wouldn't have to look at the abominations that the elves had made. And what was up with that? By the way, the elves made it. It wasn't the toys' fault. It was the elves that created them's fault. Couldn't they have just fixed the toys instead of exiling them? And there was the Bumble, which had one of the most terrifying howls of a children's movie monster ever. And yeah, anyway, I loved it. Great flick, and I really want to watch it again now, to be honest. Number 4 on the list is A Muppet's Christmas Carol. Have you ever actually tried to read A Christmas Carol or any other Dickensian era book? What an absolute drag. You know what makes it better? Puppets. For real, puppets make everything better. Can you imagine Ghostbusters if they tried to use a live action or CGI cartoon ghosts? Actually, you can. We actually got that experience back in 2016, I think. So we in fact know how terrible that would be. But A Muppet's Christmas Carol has ghost puppets, people puppets, 2 Marleys, Gonzo and Rizzo narrating, and Michael Caine giving 100% in his performance of Ebenezer Scrooge. It's the best way to experience Dickens. Hands down. Number 5 on the list, and you knew it was coming, A Nightmare Before Christmas. The beautiful thing about this movie is that you can watch it at Halloween time or Christmas time. How often do you get a movie that doubles up on holidays? I've talked about this movie in other videos, so I'll keep it short. But again, stop motion is magical, and the movie is definitely a classic. It's going to be around for a long time. The movie came out in '93, and here we are in 2020. And you can still go out and buy Nightmare Before Christmas merch at pretty much any retail store year-round. The movie has magic to it. You can't deny it. Number 6 would be How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So when I talk about The Grinch, it's twofold. I'm talking about the original animated version, and I'm also talking about the Jim Carrey movie. Both are wonderful films. And I've heard people say that Jim Carrey's Grinch from 2000 was too over the top, but I disagree. I think it was a stellar film, and Jim Carrey performed the Grinch excellently, especially when you consider that wearing the Grinch suit was an absolute nightmare for him. Apparently he almost quit because the fibers in the suit bothered him so badly that they had to hire him like a mental health coach or something like that to keep him from going insane from the constant itching. They had him like meditating and doing breathing exercises because he was in the suit for so long. He just couldn't take it. So yeah, they had to get somebody. I don't know if it's a mental health coach. I think it was like somebody who worked with Navy SEALs and taught them like breathing exercises to get through things like torture situations. You should look into that. It's a very interesting read. It's been a while, but yeah, I believe that's right. It was somebody that taught people how to deal with torture situations. So yeah, that's interesting. And my number 7 spot would be Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. Need I say more? It's Peanuts, man. I had this on VHS as a kid, and I loved it. I would watch it even in the summertime. Even now, when I hear the Peanuts theme being played on the radio during like Christmas time, it just makes me happy. And the funny thing is, I've heard this is a Missouri thing. I don't know if that's true, but someone told me that they had only ever heard the Peanuts music played at Christmas time on the radio while they were in Missouri. So if you know otherwise, let me know in the comments section. So I guess those are my top. Those are what make me feel Christmassy around Christmas time. I guess honorable mentions would be like Bad Santa, which obviously is not a family movie, but it's enjoyable. It's probably one of the funniest Christmas movies out there. And A Wonderful Life. That one's good. I like A Wonderful Life, but I don't think I could watch that every Christmas. It's a dang good movie, but every Christmas, meh. Now another thing that I like watching around this time for some reason is actually, and this is more of a New Year's thing, I guess, but around the holidays, I really start to like want to watch The Twilight Zone, like all the old Twilight Zone episodes. I think that stems from when I was younger. They would always, I think it was Sci-Fi Channel, they would run a marathon of The Twilight Zone on or around New Year's Eve. So around this time, I start getting the itch to go watch The Twilight Zone. I don't know that we actually have any streaming services now that play The Twilight Zone. I'm gonna have to look into that because I know New Year's Eve is not gonna be the same without Rod Serling. And I think that's gonna do it for my Christmas movie list. I hope that you enjoyed the artwork that went along with it, and I think I might get prints of this one made. Now let me know if you agree with my Christmas list. I'm sure you don't, because people are argumentative and like to squabble over everything. So yeah, as a matter of fact, keep your thoughts to yourself. Just kidding. Let me know in the comments section what your favorite Christmas movies are. I would love to hear it. I'm sure that I glossed over some really good ones, and you can remind me that I'm an idiot and should have talked about the movies that you like. I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it was hilarious. There's nothing better than kids trying to spread Christmas cheer, and my children were decorating these salt dough ornaments. And during my wife's quality control, she found that my son tried to sneak a funny by us. These ornaments are going to be going to a nursing home, and my son made this beautiful ornament, but on the other side it just says "still alive." I thought it was funny. We hung it on our tree. I don't think that the nursing home needs that reminder. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I post weekly every Monday, 2:30, and I plan on keeping that up. So consistency, right? Have a wonderful week. My heater just kicked on. It's time to go.